You see that left column for the Ethereum ETF inflows, Blackrock? They've been accumulating for quite some time. I want to show you this clip as we start this video. This is not a bad asset, says Larry Fink.
There is a role for crypto in the same way there's a role for gold. That is, it's an alternative. For those looking to diversify, this is not a bad asset, but I don't believe that it should be a large component of your portfolio.
Unless you're a crypto bull like me. But look at this. There's a role for crypto the same way there is a role for gold, says Larry Fink, says Blackrock, the firm that has been accumulating Ethereum for quite some time. And we are at the precipice of altcoin ETF approvals, pro-crypto legislation, insane inflows entering the crypto space at the confluence of a strong business cycle for risk on assets. I want to pay attention to that. All the while, if you go to the altcoin and Bitcoin market cap, this is the total crypto market cap sitting at 3.86 trillion. We have a monthly candle that is turning green right now. I want to explain in this video, and I want to be very clear about it, why I'm incredibly still bullish on this crypto cycle more than ever. And I want you to know this is completely data driven. And I really want to break down and dissect all of that data with you. Last night, we talked a lot about risk. We talked about Bitcoin dominance. And these are some things I want to talk about in this video. So hit the subscribe and like on the way in. If you're not in our intelligence system, please click the link below. We're putting our money where our mouth is. We have a free trial going on right now. Get access to our risk models. We've got a bunch of risk models back there. You can see our supported assets right here. Start strategizing and planning your accumulation and take profit strategies based on risk, not just emotion, and really start focusing on the data. So I want to start the video by kind of looking at this post I saw from, this was Kevin Svensson yesterday. He says, total crypto market cap is less than 1% away from going green on the month. Bitcoin is currently above the October monthly open. October is still in play. This was yesterday. Guess what? Now we have a green monthly candle, and this is like right on the edge. Like as I was preparing this video, it was red. It just turned green. But everybody, October has been very volatile. We had a strong start to October. Then we had a massive dip, record-breaking liquidations, and now all of a sudden we're green again. I don't know what the next half a month will hold, but October, a green October, is very much in play, but that's just the start of it. And I want to discuss that in this video. If we zoom out on this chart, we're at like this all-time high area, right? We're hovering at this breakout area. Everybody wondering, will there be a bull market? But if you look at previous bull market areas, right? Like right here, this was the beginning of the move, hovering at that area. Even back here, look at that 2014 area. And then we have this breakout move back here, 2016 area. It was the beginning of the move. So is it possible that this is the beginning of the move? I strongly think yes. So we talked about this in yesterday's video, Bitcoin dominance. And by the way, if we're zooming in on the dominance chart, there's on the daily a potential for a move to like the 61, 62% area to monitor closely. But this post is based off of the zoomed out, the part of the cycle that altcoin holders are waiting for. That is Bitcoin dominance to fall. When Bitcoin dominance drops, altcoins explode. This is how every alt season begins. The alt season engine has been switched on. You just don't see the flames yet. So this is what a lot of the data is suggesting. Now, in my videos, especially lately, really since May, you've seen me in most videos basically do a very quick shout out to our risk models. Click the link below. Get one of our get into our intelligence system. Use our risk models. I want to be very just clear and candid about this. I've tried to have a very fine balance with integrating and using the intelligence system in my analysis videos on YouTube, because I don't want to just come off as like all salesy, shilling, because I already get comments like that. Like, dude, all you're doing is shilling this thing. But I don't know what else to do. But to be very clear with you, I could have done so much better in previous cycles for crypto if I had tools like this. So you could imagine how excited I am to now for myself have tools like this to do better, to make better decisions, but at the same time be building a company, which is CCV Intelligence, you could imagine how excited I am just sitting here doing this, right? I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I'm very much looking forward to using our system to make key decisions. And this is going to be one of those videos where I really go through some analysis using the system. Don't sign up with it if you don't want to. That is fine. You're going to find valuable content in this video based off of our system. But if you do want to kind of leverage what our members are leveraging and start planning based off of data, then join us. We have a free trial. You can try it. And if you don't like it, cancel. But I want to be clear. In this video, I'm going to be using our system to dissect some things. So I posted this on our Crypto Capital Venture Intelligence platform on X. And I want to talk about it because this has everything to do with all of the things we're talking about in this video, right? Not only just a green October, but what is taking place on this chart in terms of previous cycles and breaking out into all-time high parabolic territory. So here's the post from our Crypto Capital Venture Intelligence X page. It's Bitcoin versus altcoins, and it's a risk divergence post. And this comes from something that Alessandro posted in our company Discord earlier today, as he was kind of messing around with Zero, which is our autonomous AI that is in our intelligence system. It's trained on all of our data. It's trained even on user strategies that they have set in their portfolio. And you can sit back here and talk with Zero and strategize with Zero on strategy, on just basically exit plans, how to take profit, when to accumulate, all of that. But that's what this is based off of. Zero just flagged a major cycle shift. Bitcoin risk, 49.4, which is moderate and consolidating. Altcoin risk, 22.5, which is low and undervalued. This setup traditionally sparks altcoin rallies once Bitcoin stabilizes. Calm before the storm. So those are the risk models for Bitcoin and altcoins, and you can kind of see it here in our intelligence system. But I want to dig deeper because in our Discord, and I want to bring this post up. This is from our Discord. This was Alessandro posting in our Discord, and he basically was just giving the results of what he was talking to Zero about, and I turned it into a post for our intelligence system X page, but it's right here. And it's really breaking down what the analysis shows. And you can see it says moderate risk, just a consolidation phase ahead of potential breakout moves. So this is for Bitcoin, supported by strong hodling conviction, so the dormant supply and steady on-chain metrics like MVRV Z-score. So I went and I looked at the dormant supply in our system, MVRV score in our system. So dormant supply, just to give you an idea, is tracks Bitcoin that hasn't moved in over a year. So when coins go dormant, it shows long-term holder confidence. High dormant supply means buying opportunity. Low dormant supply warns of potential selling pressure. What I want to point to your attention is where we are right now. We are around a 69 in terms of our signal that we're giving. But the way that this cycle has been forming is very reminiscent of 2017 cycle. And I just want to point to your attention that this peaked at like 100 in that cycle in December 2017. And notice if we zoom in on that cycle, by the way, and I try and go and identify like where's around a 69. Well, here's a 69 in August 2017. And you see the white graph, that is Bitcoin price. You can see how much higher it was getting ready to go. The move hadn't even happened yet at this signal area of a 69 on dormant supply. But then Zero mentioned MVRV. Look at MVRV. So MVRV tells you if Bitcoin is trading way above or way below what people paid for it on average. So when the score is super high, Bitcoin's overpriced. When it's super low, Bitcoin's underpriced. Look at this. We have this heat map, which is, I think, so useful in terms of using the MVRV Z-score chart, but getting a really nice visualization of previous cycles. Look at in previous cycles what this did. And even look at the consolidation in 2017. We were just looking at like what was that? August, I think, 2017. Look at the consolidation that happened on the MVRV Z-score prior to the actual bull move. But either way, each time you can see the peak was quite high in terms of the scores here. Right now, we're sitting at a very low score with a very low signal of 48. The bull move for Bitcoin has not happened yet. And then to go back to this post, what it's saying, from Alessandro's kind of research and talking with Zero, altcoins, risk dropping into low territory signals undervaluation and early accumulation, a pattern often preceding alt season for Bitcoin rallies. So if we go look at the altcoin risk model, I've been showing this a lot because we're not in this like actionable sell altcoins area. I'm probably not going to be using this chart much in those videos when we get into that part of the cycle. But right now I am, because it is actionable. And we have the free trial open so you can start going in here and really studying each individual altcoin, because the scores for all of these models are different. But you can see right now at the confluence of all that Bitcoin data we just looked at the confluence of Bitcoin sitting at a 49, which is a whole territory. It's a pre-bull market number for Bitcoin risk model. Guess what? We are right in that range right now. So we are in the pre-bull market range while risk model for altcoins is very, very low. So what does that mean for this chart? I mean, if you look at last cycle alone, right, we're hovering at all-time high. You can think of this candle in December 2020 like the candle that we're in right now. That is to say, are we going to get a bull market? Is it going to happen? And then you go look at a risk model for Bitcoin in December 2020. It was at a 60, mid-60s, December 2020, 50s at the beginning, towards the beginning of 2020. We're at a 49 right now. So you look at those on-chain metrics that we just looked at. You look at risk for Bitcoin that we just looked at. And then you have this divergence of a very, very low risk for altcoins, because it is very suppressed and is very low risk. Because if you go back to December 2020 last cycle, guess what? The pre-bull market number, 30s. We're at a 23 right now, everybody. So 23, by the way, historically at risk level 23, the price was higher 69% of the time after 3 months, 75% of the time after 1 year. So what does that look like for this cycle, right? Where will we be in 3 months? Where will we be in 6 months? Is the top in 6 months? Is the top in 8 months? And then we're actually falling down, but we're still higher in terms of altcoin market cap? I don't know. But what I do know is we are in a very pre-bull market area for this cycle. And all of the data that I'm sharing with you is suggesting that. You can see how there's a lot of data to cover. I think I'm covering a good amount of it, but there's still so much more data in terms of just trying to speculate on where we are in this cycle, but we are using data. I'm not just putting videos out saying, hey, I'm just bullish on crypto because I want to be. I think crypto is going to go up. I do think crypto is going to go up. I do think we have a very bullish cycle, but it's because of these things. And it's because of these tools that I'm using right now. So these are my thoughts today. I wanted to share it with you as we start this week because, if you look at certain altcoins like Ethereum, it's 4,100, ADA is 72. There's been a nice recovery from the liquidations, but not a crazy bull move yet. We're still kind of hovering in this unknown territory, and that might continue in the short term. But when you zoom out on these charts, everybody, the cycle is looking very bullish. The cycle is looking good. So these are my thoughts today. Hit the subscribe, hit the like if you enjoyed the video. And if you are not in our intelligence system, I invite you to try it out, to join us. And I appreciate all of you who have kind of been in there. Appreciate all of you members as we grow this thing. So I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day and God bless.